David, of course, you played for this team and with this team, and now they have Boogie Cousins. So any reason to believe that they're not going to win the title in your mind?
No. I mean, if they, when they, obviously, if they're healthy, sharing the ball, playing together, nobody can beat them. I mean, I think their biggest challenge is going to come out of the East, in my opinion.
And that challenge is going to be the Milwaukee Bucks. My new team. I have adopted Giannis. If you're just joining us, what really should be described as the breaking news this morning from Get Up is that Greeny has adopted the Milwaukee Bucks because people they're selling them short. No one is giving them any credit. They're the best record in the sport. All they do is beat good teams. They have guys you've never heard of because they play in this small market, and yet they are so much better than people give them reason to believe. And they are the biggest threat to the Warriors.
You know who had the best record in the league last year?
Tell me.
Toronto. What did that mean?
It didn't mean much when we got to the
playoffs. Who had it the year before that?
I think the Rockets had the best record last year.
Or the Rockets.
The Rockets. And if Chris Paul was healthy, they would have won the championship last year.
They sure would.
Really fast. Who is the real threat, you think, in the East?
Milwaukee.
Oh, really? Okay.
He's owning it. He's owning it.
I really do. I mean,
wow.
Giannis, and the key to me is going to be Lopez. If Lopez rolls and gets in the post some, they're gonna be tough to beat.
Hey, write that down,
yeah,
Lopez.
I'm writing it down. My Bucks, we're going to be very dangerous as we go through in this. In the meantime, as far as the Kings are concerned, just quickly, the respect that the Warriors showed the Kings, they beat them all 4 times this year, but if you listen to the comments that came out from after this game, Sacramento's coming. Like, people don't want to pay attention to them. They're another one no one pays attention to. That team is coming.
You always give hugs to the team you beat 4 times this year.
All 4 games
I bet they're not going to hug a team that beats them 4 times.
Yeah. Well, you're probably right. But to your point, though, the young collection of talent that they have assembled now in Sacramento, there are pieces there that you can actually close your eyes. And for the first time in a really long time, I grew up in Northern California, there hasn't been a lot to cheer about since they had the cowbell back in the Arco Arena days. Now you've got guys like De'Aaron Fox, who, quite frankly, looking back on that draft, you can clearly say he probably should have gone in front of Lonzo Ball without question.
If De'Aaron Fox played on a different team, he would be one of the biggest stars in the sport right now. People will be talking about De'Aaron Fox on shows like this one every single day if he played on one of the teams that we pay attention to in the NBA.
You gave props to Buddy Hield as we were talking about him saying he'd bet his house and all that. What about him not taking the wide open 3 at the end of the game?
So there was a play earlier in the game where he took a questionable shot and the coach got on him about it.
Yep.
So now later in the game, you got to let it go. But as a young player, it stuck with him. And that was a contested shot. Kevin Durant has 7-foot-plus length, and it was a bad shot. And you see the coach getting on him. But now later in the game, it stuck with him as a young player, and he didn't pull the trigger. And he is a shooter.
Yeah.
Right.
They need him to be.
Let him go.
That's a shot that if he knocks it down, it leads all of the shows this morning. Okay, so we got interesting stuff there. Some very good games as the NBA came back with a bang last night after the All-Star break. Right now, let's get up and go, which is brought to you by Aleve. New Orleans Pelicans interim general manager Danny Ferry met with Anthony Davis this week and informed him the team will continue playing him, but they're cutting his minutes. Jalen, is this the right way to handle it?
They're going to continue to cut his minutes over the next 3 to 5 games, and then his shoulder is going to be injured. He's going to need some of that Aleve. We just put him on the promotion.